Hey YouTube friends and freakos. So I wanted to do an update. I haven't updated much, but the thing is that I finally found out what was wrong with all of my, computer issues. It's actually like my iMovie doesn't work on with my camera anymore. It's a known issue. I dealt with Apple tech support for a long time about it, and eventually they just gave up even trying. I have to convert files like through some like a Google system, and it works now. It's been really annoying, especially because I run a business where I have to use those camcorders. I have two of them, and I upload them onto iMovie. But anyway, so I had that's why I basically wasn't updating my page for a long time, was because my channel for a while, because I kept having this weird issue with my computer, and so now it's kind of solved. It's just I have to take an extra step to do everything. So I do have one video where it was just before I stopped using Regenx treatment. And I had recently started the third phase, or I was well into the third phase at that point. It was just before my wedding, and this was last year now. God, I mean, I think it's already been about 10 months since I stopped using it. This is where I am. I think you can see this is shoots on 1080. Yeah, it looks like shit. I've kind of gotten used to it, and it looked like this when I stopped using it. So it really hasn't changed. It's just as thin as it was. I mean, it got a little thicker throughout using the process, but I mean, whatever. There's just so little that it doesn't matter. So I was thinking, the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I went into this restaurant. I was talking to this guy about tattoos, and I always wanted to get a tattoo, but I never could because I used to live in Japan, and basically means that you can't really go to hot springs because they associate it with the Yakuza. So you get kicked out of all of the bathhouses, which would suck. It's one of the best parts of Japan is all the bathhouses. So I never did it, and I was thinking, because lately, I've been hearing a lot about this new procedure that's being worked on in Japan, coincidentally, where I can't even explain it. Basically, they're letting mice grow your hairs, and anyway, they think that they have possibly the cure on their hands. There's this guy, Takashi Tsuji. He's a doctor, and then there's another guy that we've been contacting who's with another research facility doing the same thing, but he says it's going to be 5 years from now before they start any clinical trials. And I saw another YouTuber that talking about who has a hair loss channel talking about this process, and he's under the impression that they're going to start trials in 2019 or maybe 2020, but I have evidence to refute that. Actually, one of the scientists has actually written me back personally, and it's kind of a famous person who's been in a number of these expos where they've discussed this new procedure and whether or not it would work. There are high hopes, but they said it's going to be 5 years before they're even thinking about doing any clinical trials. So I'd like to be part of that, if I can. I don't know. I gotta test my luck. Maybe by then I won't even care, which would be nice. I mean, I'm kind of like, I don't wear my. I showed the video where I wear all those buff head sleeves. I'm not doing that so much anymore. I'm just shaving it on the sides, and it's like I'm wearing a mohawk, and I hate it, but You know, what else am I gonna do? And it's been a lot less tedious certainly than putting Regenix in every day, staring at myself in the mirror and how much I want to die. So there's that. I don't go to anything where there's like a social gathering of any sort. I won't go to parties. I won't go to any networking conventions, or as a realtor, I won't do it. And if I do have to wear those head sleeves, but I mean, it's not really appropriate, so I just don't go. So anyway, the tattoo thing I was saying, you know, that was one thing that I had been considering was, and we had asked one of those researchers, Japanese guys, if it would be all right if I did I think it's the SMP is the acronym, the scalp micropigmentation tattoo. And I was also wondering, you know, would that count as a tattoo if I was ever going to live in Japan? I have a Japanese daughter now, so we definitely have the desire to move back for the sake of my daughter getting some exposure to half of her culture. So there is that, and I don't think that they're going to think that the SMP procedure is a tattoo. But it is kind of a funny thing to think about, that they would kick me out because I have a tattoo on my head. But hopefully it's not noticeable. So, I want you to know there's more videos coming. And I created a Facebook group for hair loss support. I just started it out, there's like 10 members in it so far, but it's going to be one of the biggest one. I've done Facebook groups before. I've had groups with over 5,000 members, and so I'm really good at running Facebook groups. So join it. It's going to be an all-inclusive group, men, women, regardless of what you're suffering from, alopecia, DHT, male pattern baldness, doesn't matter. Join it. No hair loss subject will be considered taboo. You are welcome to post anything you want, ask for anything you need. I'll put the link in the description, but it's the web address is facebook.com/groups/hair loss support. Not very clever, sorry about that. But yeah, you'll find it, and you'll find me. I'm the admin of the group. If you have any questions for me, if you want to tell me I'm a loser, I'm a pathetic dork, whatever, feel free to do so. I'm pretty easygoing, and I will respond to anyone. And my feelings at this point are irrelevant. So have at it, tear at me. I won't mind. I might think a little less of you though, which is what I tend to do when I have someone leave some trash on my YouTube channel. Boy, oh boy, do they like to leave trash. Anyway, take care, guys, and join the Facebook group. I don't typically respond to questions on my YouTube channel just because there's so much trash in the comments, and it's just better for me to not read it. But if you do want to get a hold of me for anything, I'm an open book. I will tell you everything about what I've been through, and I will take personal time to deal with each and every one of you. I love you guys, I really do, and I wish you all the best, and I'm here for you if you need anything. Okay? Oops, I dropped the thing.